you here. What do you got for your NFL week as we transition up to our week ahead here? What do you have for your Week 12 game of the week?
Yeah, not gonna lie, not a great week here in the NFL. But this is slowly becoming a CJ Stroud Stan account and a Houston Texans Stan account on this
This is no,
podcast.
this is the Texans podcast we're basically talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
I might have to break out my Texan shirt for the next episode.
And
I did say I'm very thankful for Take Dell, so yes, that's probably not a terrible idea.
If I still have my
And this
JJ
is
Watt
like the
on.
nicest things Grant's ever said about the wonderful, beautiful city of Houston.
City of Houston.
No, just because they're good doesn't mean it doesn't need a good bath here and there.
You guys have never been there, so you wouldn't know.
I'm sure it's not great.
But Harvey had other things in mind. But
maybe Betty's going to come in and sweep them off their feet.
All right, Grant. Let's get into the preview here before we
Jacksonville, Houston. Houston beat Jacksonville already to start the year. They mollywopped them, I think 37-17 in week 3. The Jags are 7-3. The Texans are 6-4. If the Texans can get the win, they're no longer the 7th seed. They're hosting a playoff game. D'Amico Ryan's first year, this would be a statement win. Let everybody across the league know that, hey, we're for real. Houston is on the rise. And more importantly, going into the offseason, the best free agents are going to want to go to Houston. Why? Because according to Dylan, it's a beautiful city. 2, there's no state income tax in Texas. 3,
they got great strip club laws.
James Harden said so.
James Harden can vouch for it.
4, there's no state income tax. And 5, you get to play for D'Amico Ryans.
That's true.
So
Coach of the Year right now.
Coach of the Year right now, and MVP candidate CJ Stroud here on the Houston Texans podcast.
And Nick Wright would also vouch about the strip club rules, because he talked about how this is how I know this is when he was on the Herd. This was early, like bald Nick Wright era,
before he got his fake hair.
How he would, him and his wife, that was one of their night out things, is they would go to Houston strip clubs. And apparently the laws is they're allowed to stay open later for some, I don't remember the reason, but when Nick and his wife would go, James Harden would always be there.
So, you know what I learned right there, Dylan, from you? Again, 1, Houston has great strip club laws. And 2, you want a healthy relationship? You and the missus got to go to the strip club.
Also, number 3, basketball is not the most important thing to James Harden. It's strip clubs.
Correct. Well, apparently somebody's done some number crunching stat or research on it that cities that have better or like higher rated strip clubs, he plays better in.
Jesus.
So Houston, Atlanta, Miami, Los Angeles.
Not Minneapolis.
Not Minneapolis.
He doesn't want that free hot dog.
At the second floor of the Deja Vu, he's not getting the hot dog buffet.
So good though.
Oh God.
Moves on. Okay.
So wow, we just gave the city of Houston a great 5 minutes there. And
we might have to go visit now.
Hopefully this goes viral and the Texans pick up on us and they invite us through. And they invite us down. So, Ethan, it's your turn. So yeah, Jags Texans, my game of the week.
I just want to make this clear. I don't think this will be a good game, but it's a big game. It has huge divisional implications. Falcons-Saints. Again, I do not think it's going to be a good game, but the winner basically controls.
So bad it's good.
Yes. Basically, the winner controls the NFC South. Arguably the worst division in football. But hey,
is it the Big Ten West of the NFL?
What?
Yeah.
Is it the Big Ten West of the NFL?
It might be worse. It could be worse. But yeah, this
is the Big Cat tier ranking of somebody has to win the NFC South.
NFC South.
Yeah. But like I said, there's not much to say to this game. It's going to be just an absolute awful football game. But hey, at least one of these teams could very well make the playoffs and host a game.
Hey,
Terrifying.
and also, did you guys see? Wait for it. Here's your surprise news of the day. Michael Thomas was put on IR and will miss the next 4 games.
Oh, shocking. Right
Oh,
after he beat a
no.
man.
Yeah.
What a surprise!
Broken
He
hand.
beat. Well, a broken knee, so he did something worse
Oh.
there.
Broke his knee?
Well, his knee is the reason he's on injured
Oh,
reserve.
maybe a guy took a crowbar to it or something.
Oh, I wouldn't surprise me out of the state of Louisiana if someone did
No. Nope. Louisiana, where people would rather fight a crocodile than a male.
that. That is true.
I guess
Yeah.
it's technically an alligator, but same thing goes.
Yeah. So my game of the week here is going to be Eagles Bills. Eagles coming off a big come from behind victory on Monday Night Football over the Chiefs. They avenged a Super Bowl loss. The Bills looked great playing against the Jets, who, I mean, it's the Jets, but there's
Decent
reasons for
defense.
optimism. Decent defense. They've under Joe Brady, they, like we said earlier, that they've seemed to have found some balance on offense. Are they able to continue that? Which is going to be key, especially against an Eagles team that has a tremendous pass rush and a nasty front. If they're able to consistently run the ball and find that balance, that's going to be able to neutralize that Eagle pass rush from keeping keeping them honest. A game that I think a lot of people had circled going into the year, and it felt like after the Bills' struggles has lost some luster here. But this is a spot for the Bills where they can find themselves back in the hunt for the AFC East title.
Well, yeah, because they still got to play Miami last game of the regular season.
Yep.
So anything is possible, in the words of Kevin Garnett.